everyone, my name is Skylight. We all know what this is. This is our cell phone. Many of us tend to sleep with our cell phones and don't go more than an hour without them. But really, it's the brain of these things that are leading people to be more and more unemployed. The microchips inside can process information faster and more accurately than humans, which is why we have the robots in the industries. Throughout the years, though, we used humans to place, let's just say, put caps on toothpaste and stuff, but now robots will do it for us. But eventually, though, with all these new technologies, there's not going to be that industry at all. So all those jobs will just be wiped out. A lot of the information gathered here today is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the classes here that I've taken at Bucks are economics classes, and the Wall Street Journal. What I'd like to talk to you about today is the higher working requirements, how much harder people have to work, the living conditions and how they're changing for people, and the degrees that we need in order just to go through all this stress. Well, standards of living are increasing. In order to prove this, I use labor productivity, which is a direct link to standards of living. Labor productivity is the output per hour per worker. Before 1995, starting around 1973, our output per worker was increasing at 1.5% per year. After 1995, it went up 2.8%. To show you what this does to us, I use the rule of 70. You simply take the percent and change it into a normal number and divide that by 70. You can see that between 1973 and 95 was 47, and after that, which is what we're in now, is 25. This is the amount in years in which normal income will double. So the normal person works about 50 years in their life, so you're tending to see that your income will quadruple by the time you retire. So all your standards of living, say you make $20,000 a year now, if I stayed where I'm at, I'm going to be making $80,000 a year when I'm 60, 70 years old, but still with the same living conditions. Nothing's changed, just the amount that we make. With this increase, though, people have been fired more and more with more layoffs, and with this, you get more responsibility, which increases your hours per work week, and if you want to put up with it, you always know there's someone else who's going to take your job. So you have to do it, which, again, in turn, makes you have to work more. So now that you can see how people are working number-wise harder, wait to see that there's other ways, the living conditions. With living conditions, not to sound sexist, but this has been the most substantial increase in history, is the amount of women entering the workforce. Over here, starting in the 70s, it was roughly about 40% females and 80% males. But over the decades, it's been increasing closer and closer, making females more prominent in the workforce as much as males. It's almost about a 50-50 shot now. Right here, you can see on the right, is the difference between 1975 and today. This is mothers that have children below age of 3 who are at work. 61% are working, which means no one's at home making sure the child's okay, and other people are taking care of your child for you. Another way why people are staying in work is the retirement. Retirement age is 67. And because people can't even afford to go on retirement, our median average age for the worker has just steadily increased again from the 70s. We use the 70s as a good reference because those were the jobs that got paid a good amount for just doing meaningless tasks, but now you get paid that same amount and you have to work so much harder. With the working harder, though, comes with your degrees, your bachelor's degrees. On average, you're shown to make about $400 more per week with a bachelor's degree. You're also put in a normal, what they call economic employment, which is between 4 and 6% countrywide unemployment. And with that, you can see with over here, as your degrees become lower, your increases of unemployment nearly double. But also your rate of pay increases. This is a graph put in 2011 dollars, starting from 1914 to about where we are now. So starting from about the 70s, because everything has a reference to the 70s, you can see we're not much off of us, only about 6,000 or 7,000, in retrospect to us, which means they had meaningless task work, but still made just as much as we do today, and we have to go through bachelor's degrees, college, and then we just need all these extra requirements, extra work, just to make the same amount that they did 40 years ago. further show that, I use degrees that were held back in the 70s and today. The brown part represents just high school or below. In the 70s, it was above 70%, roughly about 75% only held in a high school degree, making almost as much as we were. But now, it's less than 40%, which means 60% of all jobs require a bachelor's degree. So education has become a requirement instead of just the skill to be used. They don't even look at your skill anymore. They just want to know if you have the degrees to do it. So now, as you can see, people are working harder, living conditions are changing, and the higher requirements are needed of us. And even though technology is making our life easier, making things quicker, in the long run it's destroying a lot of jobs that we could have gotten paid for, forcing us to have to go back to college, forcing people that already have work to go back to college.